Broken Eggs Media.
Faster performance, lower bandwidth costs, proven solutions for content delivery. CashFly. Stop hosting. Start delivering.
Welcome to the Movie Guys podcast.
We are the Movie Guys.
I'm Scott.
I'm Matt.
And this is our show.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to episode 19. You know, I couldn't think of a really good, 19 thing
What do you mean?
this week. Did you think of something?
Think of something. I know something. For example, in the year 19, Agrippina the Elder accused Gnaeus Calpurnius Pius, the governor of Syria at the time, of assassinating her husband Germanicus in Antioch. But Piso was so upset he went home to Rome and killed himself. That was year 19, Matt. Just because they didn't make a movie about it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I mean, expect, Roland Emmerich's 2012 to probably cover the damn thing. He was that far off on 10,000 BC anyways. I'm disappointed.
I'm confused.
What do you mean?
I'm a little shocked.
What do you mean?
We saw one movie this weekend. Well, we kind of actually saw two.
I saw two, and then we again watched a DVD. It's an interesting week, Matt. An interesting week indeed. We have an interesting DVD review for you of Gotham Knight.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
very cool.
We'll get to that later on in the DVD release section.
We also have, obviously, Will Smith's Hancock.
And we also had Kit Kittredge, An American Girl, which I didn't get a chance to check out, but Scott was awesome enough to go check out at the theater this afternoon. So let's just jump right in. Feet first. No,
wow.
None of this.
That's a little bit daring, Matt.
None of this
Feet
dipping
first.
his toe into the water and going, ooh, that's cold. We're just going to jump in. Because that's what we do.
Yeah. Yes.
Get excited, Scott. Do it.
Whoa!
Get excited. Stop getting excited. Dial it back. There you go. All right, Scott, take us over to Kit Kittredge. Take us away. Do it.
Sounds like an Aerosmith song.
Sally.
Kit Kittredge, An American Girl. This is an adaptation of a series of stories that came from a line of dolls. It stars Abigail Breslin as Kit Kittredge, Julia Ormond and Chris O'Donnell as her parents, and a slew of others. It's about Kit Kittredge and her dream of becoming a journalist in suburbia during the Depression, and along the way she begins to solve a mystery. Alright, Kit Kittredge, I didn't really know much about this film going in. It had a good cast, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I had some time. And I'll be honest, I was surprised. It was well acted, it was a good story, it was entertaining, and I enjoyed it. For whatever reason, it seems like I never have seen suburban life portrayed during the Depression. It's always been in New York City or in the city or something. And this was an interesting look, because it was kind of the upper class that were suffering because they were in suburbia a little bit. So that was interesting. Abigail Breslin is good. All the actors are good. Zach Mills is another child actor who is very talented. He was in Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium and was really good, and he's good in this one as well. Even the kids, along with everyone else, was funny. I enjoyed it. The mystery of this movie was interesting to me because I didn't see it coming, and that might have been because I didn't give this movie enough credit going in. But it is a pretty well-written movie, and the plot twists are kind of interesting, so it kept me on my toes and entertained. In the end, this is a very cutesy, feel-good kids movie, and it's good to take a child to. I saw a lot of grandmothers taking granddaughters to this movie, which couldn't be a more perfect audience. So with that, I give Kit Kittredge, An American Girl, a 7. I enjoyed the film. Wouldn't necessarily go out and rush and see it, but see it if you have a young niece to go to the movies with or something.
That actually sounds like a pretty good flick, Scott. That was a good review. Kind of sad I actually missed it this week. So
right.
maybe I can swing by and check out a matinee of it or something later in the week.
It'll kind of surprise you. It's a good family movie. It's pretty cutesy but enjoyable.
Yeah.
So good for the weekend, I suppose.
Let's talk about Hancock. Want to do that?
I like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Hancock, the new film directed by Peter Berg, starring Will Smith and Jason Bateman, centering around a person in Will Smith, John Hancock, who has superpowers, but has some problems, and he's not exactly a well-liked individual. In fact, he's a bum and an alcoholic. And Jason Bateman plays a PR rep trying to help him improve his image and become what he should be, a superhero, not a super bum. Scott, what was your thoughts on Hancock before we saw the film?
Well, when I saw Hancock, the trailer, for the first time, I thought it looked really funny and kind of a new original take on the superhero genre, and I really like Will Smith. And then I saw that it was getting bad reviews and that they were kind of going back to reshoots and things like this, so I was a little bit nervous going in, but I wanted it to be good because I do like everyone in it.
I really like Peter Berg as a director. I really enjoyed The Kingdom. I enjoyed Very Bad Things. I haven't seen Friday Night Lights, but because of his other films, I now want to see that too. So when I heard he was doing this film with Will Smith called Hancock, I was excited. I thought it looked interesting. I like Will Smith a lot. I think he's a great actor. And like Scott, I thought this was an interesting take on the superhero thing. It looks funny, and it looks like it might have something more than what you'd expect, maybe. You know, kind of had that idea there in my head that it wasn't going to just be an action movie. But I wasn't sure. And, you know, with the movies these days, you see a lot of trailers, and the trailers so often ruin things. So I was a little worried that they were showing too much in the trailer. So I went in a little tentative.
Matt, what did you like most about Hancock?
I think one of my favorite things about this film has nothing to do with the actual film, but more the marketing. And the fact is, you don't know everything about this movie from seeing the trailers. And that, finally, there were some surprises for me. I appreciated that.
Yeah, I agree. That's all we're going to say about it. Spoiler-free, we at the movie guys.
Spoiler-free.
But that brought a smile to my face and is an upper for this movie.
Absolutely.
Also, you know, like I expected, Will Smith and Jason Bateman play off well together. It was well written. They were funny. I enjoyed that. I like the dynamic of Hancock being the superhero with has the power without the responsibility, and Jason Bateman has the responsibility without the power. And then together they realize that with great power comes... Okay. But I did like that part of the film.
I appreciate it, and I think this is something you appreciated. You mentioned as well that it was a realistic portrayal of a superhero going through this kind of pissed off period.
Everybody goes through it.
Yeah, and superheroes would have an extreme reaction to that. They would wouldn't like dress emo and have a dance number in their movie, but you know it would be something. Probably more like what's in Hancock.
No, I agree. Like Spider-Man, he obviously went through his, I hate society now, I'm going to do my own thing, I don't want to do this anymore. And then, you know, every superhero goes through it, you know? But I think this is kind of an interesting take on that, and it picks up right off from there. So I like that. Another thing, now I'm going to throw this out there, maybe I'm just looking into this too far, but Hancock, before I realized how he got his name, I thought, why was his name John Hancock? And then he had like the eagle on his forehead. And, you know, he kind of has more power than he knows what to do with and causes some problems around the world.
Nobody likes him.
I see a little metaphor here
Draws
about...
parallels.
Draw a couple parallels between John Hancock and the US of A. I felt that way a little bit. And then Jason Bateman was kind of like, no, we should do more, like... Charitable kinds of things, even though it's kind of a slippery slope and it's... But that's the parallel I drew, and I thought it was an interesting one to look at through a superhero's perspective.
It definitely wasn't preachy.
No, it wasn't.
It was subtle, but it was there, I think, too.
I think it definitely was there, but it's one of those things that could be overlooked.
This film was really funny, especially the first act. The first act is hilarious. Like, we laughed a lot in this movie. The whole theater really laughed a lot in this movie, and that's great.
And keep in mind, it wasn't all from the trailer.
No, absolutely not. There was. Like I said, that is like the boon for this film. There's so many things that weren't in the trailer that were in the film that were great. Yeah.
Now, a couple of gripes on this film is you see in the trailer, actually, so I'll reference it in this. He takes the little Michael Myers kid from Halloween and throws him up in the air.
He shed.
And then, like, continues talking, and then he comes back down. Obviously, he would have splattered into a million pieces. Now, I don't mind superheroes. Superhero is great. But if the things around him aren't real, it kind of takes away. It's kind of like...
That was really the only one, though.
No, there was a lot of times when people, I don't know, he would do things that wouldn't... the physics weren't right, or even when he threw the whale, which was also in the trailer, probably it'll rip the whale's tail off or something like that, and it's just kind of a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's a superhero movie, though.
It is, and that's a minor complaint, but
Yeah.
it's something I noticed.
I'm glad this is kind of a breath of fresh air for me, this film, because it is original and different.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't a sequel of something. It isn't a remake of something. It isn't based off of a book. It isn't based off of a comic book.
Right.
Not that all those things are necessarily bad, but
it's nice to see something
nice.
made for film.
That's just original.
Right, I
And
agree.
Peter Berg has an awesome directorial style. We saw it in The Kingdom, and we see it again here. Although I know Scott...
I did have some gripes, and you semi-agree with me.
Two of
There
them,
was
yeah.
too much shaky cam in
Once
this.
again.
It was more apt and more appropriate for The Kingdom, because it was kind of like a high-action, in-your-face,
gunfighting kind of a thing. This is
personable kind of experience. Whereas this is a superhero movie. We don't have to, have the shaky cam up in Will Smith's
All the
face
time.
for the whole time. There's honestly not a single still shot in the movie, even like in dialogue scenes and things. But, it doesn't detract from the movie too much. They did back it up enough, I'd say.
I thought there's also more story in this film than I kind of expected. From the trailer, I kind of just expected, and it's kind of maybe unfair because I know Peter Berg does like his doing a good story, and I really appreciate that from Peter Berg. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
But I thought there was going to be just like a big action movie, and it was going to be funny and like lots of flying and breaking things and stuff. But there was actually like some depth to it. It didn't go too far and try to, I guess it didn't get preachy, but there was definitely a little more depth than I expected, and I appreciated that as well.
Yeah, I agree. So what are you going to give this one, Matt?
I'm actually going to give this movie an 8. It has good entertainment value. I'm looking forward to seeing it again because we were just talking about some of the movie lines and stuff, remembering and laughing about stuff. I wish I could remember more from when I saw this first time. So I'm definitely going to check this out again, and it'll be a buy when it comes out, I'm sure. And hopefully it'll have more cool stuff. And I'm looking forward to more from Peter Berg, so I'm going to give this film an 8. Go see this in the theater.
Yeah, I agree. See this in the theater. I'm going to be giving this a 7.5, and I was a little bit hesitant to even give it that because I did have some complaints with this film. However, the highs were so high and the lows were so in the middle that I was able to give it the 7.5, but I did have a little bit more problem with the shaky cam and the impossibilities, and not just with physics. A couple of plot, things where people were at certain times were a little bit off-putting.
There was
to me.
one. There was one that really bothered me. I don't want to talk about it here in this review, but
yeah, but
maybe on the forums when people have seen it, you can come.
Yeah,
talk to us
it's interesting, and I enjoyed the movie. I want to see it again. It's a movie we're seeing in the theater. It's good. So 7.5.
So that's Hancock. Gosh, so many big movies this year. What a great year for movies.
And next week we have Hellboy 2.
Hellboy 2: The Golden Army, and
right after that, there's that movie about the flying squirrel or the.
Meet Dave.
No, that's next week.
I think after that.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
The dark something.
What is that,
King
dark?
Arthur's Night Court.
No, the dark.
The Black Knight. The Black Knight. The Martin Lawrence
Sequel?
Yeah, I think it's called the Dark Knight though. I think it's the Martin Lawrence sequel to the Black Knight.
Yeah. Doesn't it have like that kid from Newsies, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So without further ado, Matt, let's go to our favorite part of the show that didn't ruin Hancock.
For once.
Trailers.
Wow. Who'd have thought?
Yay!
So we got 4, I believe, right?
Yes, we have 4,
Cuatro.
2 to talk about, and 2 to show you.
First, we're going to talk about Garden Party.
This actually comes out next week, limited release. This is the first trailer I've seen for it. But it looks like an interesting movie. If any of you get it in your hometowns, because we won't, I'd say go check it out and let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah, hit the forums up or email us, whatever, and let us know. And then hopefully we'll see that someday. Maybe when it comes out on DVD, because it's probably the first time we'll get a chance.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it looks good. Check it out.
Yes.
Also, a new film from... Who's doing this?
I honestly...
want to say Universal? I think Universal.
Okay.
I want to say Universal is doing this. It's an animated film, The Tale of Despero.
Yes.
It's about a mouse.
About a mouse, who is not afraid of everything.
He's fearless.
Yes.
And the whole premise around it is that mice are supposed to be afraid and cower.
There's so many scary things in the world if you just take the time to look.
That's one of the lines from the movie, I believe.
Yeah, it actually looks kind of cute. It looks funny.
It's pretty good.
I enjoyed it. And just as a side note, Emma Watson's in this. She plays a princess. And I didn't find out about this movie by going to EmmaWatsonOfficial.com, and they were talking about Tale of Despero. Because
Stalker!
Matt, Emma Watson's a fantastic actress. Not that I got this from your site, because Emma Watson Official is... I mean, it's probably not even called that. And... you know, it could be something else. I don't know what it...
Let's talk about the first trailer we're going to show you. Are you going to be okay with that? I think you've gotten the point across that you're not a stalker.
Right. It's
He's not. Scott is not stalking Emma Watson or Ellen Page.
Thank you, Matt. The police might say otherwise, but here we are for our first. But here we are for our first trailers.
Yes, this is Mutant Chronicles. The Mutant Chronicles. Finally, a teaser for the Mutant Chronicles with Thomas Jane.
Ooh.
Ron Perlman. Check it out.
How much time do we have?
Days. Less, maybe.
Begin the evacuation.
Evacuation.
We are finished here.
I need soldiers for a mission.
Come on, ladies!
A mission to destroy the enemy.
They can go down into the earth. They can destroy the machine.
He'll follow you. He'll follow you no matter where you run. There is still hope!
Well, what do you think?
At the beginning of this trailer, it looked like it was going toward that B movie that we thought it was going
cheesy,
to. But
maybe.
it picked up in the end. I think, regardless, it's going to be a fun movie. I like Tom Jane,
Ron Perlman.
I
Awesome.
think it's going to be a fun movie. I'm not going to bank on the fact it's going to change my life.
I'm kind of hoping for this one to surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't expect it to, but I'm hoping for it to.
Yeah, I would like this to be a fun movie because I don't think it, even if it tried, it could be like a deep, interesting movie.
Probably
but,
not, but you
I
never
hope
know.
I hope it's trying to be fun, and I hope it succeeds.
Let's check out, if you haven't seen this yet, November 7th, bringing us Bond 22, Quantum of Solace.
Ooh, Quantum, I get it.
I keep reading that title. Yeah. Check it out.
I was always very interested to meet you. I'd heard so much about you from Vespa. If she hadn't killed herself, we would have had you too.
Are you going to tell us who you work for?
The first thing you should know about us is that we have people everywhere.
I thought I could trust you. You said you weren't motivated by revenge.
I'm motivated by my duty.
I think you're so blinded by inconsolable rage that you don't care who you hurt. When you can't tell your friends from your enemies, it's time to go.
You don't have to worry about me.
Restrict Bond's movements. Put a stop on his passports. Find Bond.
How long have I got? 30 seconds.
That doesn't give us a lot of time.
.007. This is what, the third?
I think it's like the fourth or fifth.
Yeah, it's a franchise. I haven't really watched any of the other ones.
22. Bond 22 is coming out.
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace. Another Daniel Craig Bond. Takes place like an hour after Casino Royale ended, which is
cool. I like when things do like that, unless it's Harold and Kumar. But no, this actually does look kind of interesting. I'm a little bit skeptical on the whole James Bond's now a rogue agent and he's on the run from his own kind and they know all of his secrets.
I'm gonna state for the record, Olga Kurylenko's in this and Gemma Arterton's in this, and it's Daniel Craig being Bond again. I am sold. Don't even question a thing. It's gonna rock.
I don't know. It looks a little bit like the Bond Ultimatum.
November 7th.
If you ask me.
Just remember who said what.
I'll bet I'm gonna eat my words and it's gonna be great.
They're gonna taste like humble pie.
This first trailer didn't hook me like it probably could have. So
this is the teaser. I'm looking. I kind of torn because I want to see more, but I don't, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, are you not gonna see it? It's like, that didn't look like a good trailer. I'm not gonna go see the Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like, are you a fool?
Yeah, obviously, you would be a fool.
Yeah. So
you'd be a fool. You'd
gotta check this one out. Yeah, I'm excited for this one, but this one didn't hook me. I'll just say that.
I'm sure there'll be more to come.
Yes.
In the near future, all kinds of awesome marketing and whatnot.
Yes.
Let's talk about DVDs that are coming out.
Oh, DVDs. With
DVDs.
The
one's coming out this next week.
With that happy ending on the DVDs.
Well,
an interesting week in DVDs, Matt.
Fairly. Yes,
We've reviewed several of these movies.
We have, and we're going to actually review another one of them.
Matt, you're so clever.
Don't lie. First of all, we have Sleepwalking, which has Charlize Theron and
Woody Harrelson, Dennis Hopper, and the little girl from Bridge to Terabithia.
And Anna Sophia
Ross, I think.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Who's awesome, by the way.
She's really great.
She's going to be amazing.
Yeah, she really
Not that she isn't already amazing, but I think she's going to become a pretty big star.
Yeah.
Superhero movie. Should we even
superhero movie? Moving on, we have the Tracy Fragments. I gave this an 8.5. I really, really enjoyed it. Thought the editing style of it was really good and unique and original, and really enjoyed the film.
I gave this movie a 7. I also enjoyed it, but I didn't think it had quite high enough replay value for me to give it a higher score. But I did enjoy the film.
Yeah, it was pretty short, so it wasn't too difficult to rewatch.
Check this out on DVD.
Yeah. We also have The Ruins. Huh. Let's ask Mealy Man what he thinks about this movie.
Oh boy, please don't.
Or rather, let's not. I gave this movie a 7.5.
I gave this movie a 7. We've gotten so many rounds on discussions about this film, so we're not going to do it again. But
so check out the forums.
Check out the forums and on this episode, and we'll get into that.
I think it was something versus Godzilla versus George Clooney's ego.
I believe that was the episode, yeah.
Yeah, that's the episode, so go check that out on the forums for a full discussion.
We also had Stop Loss with Channing Tatum-Pole.
And Ryan Phillippe.
Channing
Tatum-Pole, you are the man.
He is the man. And it also had Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who we really like.
Yes.
This was a good film, preachy. Scott, what'd you give this one?
I gave this a 7. I did enjoy it. I thought it was interesting from whatever stance he took on the topic matter.
I gave this one a 6. Not quite as enjoyable to me. A little too preachy for me. But,
Yeah.
So check it out.
And then we have this next one. Matt.
I don't even know what this is.
I haven't heard of
this.
The
Gotham Knight?
Where's Gotham? I looked on a map
like
and I
Project
didn't
Gotham
find it.
Racing?
Yeah, I think it's probably from the video game.
No, all seriousness aside. This is actually coming out this Tuesday. It is the 6 short animated episodes for Batman that take place in between the first Batman movie, the Batman Begins, and the second one, which is coming up, The Dark Knight. And so it kind of bridges the gap between there with a couple of shorts. And we actually had the privilege of seeing this week. So we wanted to talk about it a little bit, give you kind of a review on it, so you would know what to think.
When it comes out this Tuesday.
Yeah. I personally, all I really want to say is, obviously I'm a huge Batman fan. Can't wait for this new movie. Couldn't wait to see these, and I wasn't disappointed in any way at all. Bruce Timm producing did such an awesome job. This to me felt like Batman the Animated Series, but with directly relevant topics to the films. So it was like the best of both worlds for me. It was awesome.
Yeah, I did also enjoy it. This is similar to the Animatrix. I feel it's before
Sets
the
up
first
the next
and
one.
second. And unlike the Animatrix, this kind of had a similar look to it, and they were all kind of connected, which I did kind of like. I like that they were all kind of connected. I'm not as big a Batman fan, but I do really love Batman. I think he's an amazing character. and really liked it. But it didn't have a lot of really memorable things. Like I think the movie did, and I think the next movie will. But there was definitely some really awesome imagery and lines in this.
Now, speaking of Batman, Johnny O over at JoeBlow.com's already reviewed The Dark Knight, if you care to be spoiled a little bit, over at JoeBlow.com, and he gave it a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I see the trailers for this movie, I'm like, wouldn't that be awesome if they made that into a full movie? Like, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And
Very
this,
soon, folks,
what this
very
did for
soon.
me is it made me salivate. It made me want to see The Dark Knight a lot more.
It was
Which is
almost
probably
painful.
kind of the idea.
Yeah, it was almost painful, really, for me, because I've been avoiding in a great part avoiding a lot of the marketing campaign for this new film because I'm already sold. I don't really want to have a lot of it ruined for me when I see the film, so I'm kind of trying to avoid it. But geez, this animated thing.
Yeah.
It was stylized, it was cool, it was so... And having... The thing that's really important to me, if you've watched any of the Batman animated series cartoons, a gentleman by the name of Kevin Conroy does the voice for Batman. And for me, he's kind of always been like the iconic voice of Batman. He's such a great Bruce Wayne and a great Batman, and he does the voice once again in this.
When
And
you
oh
read
my
the comics,
goodness.
it's his voice.
Yeah, when I read the comics, I hear Kevin Conroy's voice. Like, I've always said, they should just dub out Christian Bale's voice and just dub in... Same with... No offense to Heath, man, you rest in peace, but I am all about our good boy Luke Skywalker. I mean, Mark Hamill doing the Joker's voice, which he did on the animated series, doing everything involved in the Joker. Just dub him in there, guys. He's perfect. What do you want to do? So, yeah, we're really excited for Dark Knight. That's coming up pretty soon. I would highly recommend going out, and if you buy one DVD this coming week, pick up the Gotham Knight. It's totally worth the price. It's something you're going to want to check out in between the two films. It bridges the gap very nicely.
Right, like I was saying, I don't think I'm going to watch... If I sit down and I want to watch all the Batman movies, I'm not going to watch Batman Begins and then jump right to The Dark Knight. I'm going to watch this every time, like I do with the Matrix films. I almost never watch Reloaded before I watch the animated.
Honestly, even Star Wars, Clone Wars, watching the Clone Wars cartoon in between, they bridge the gap. That's what this does. That's what those did, and it's awesome stopgaps. So definitely go pick that up when it comes out on Tuesday.
What are you going to give this, Matt?
I'm actually going to give the Gotham Knight a 9. Big Batman fan, and that's kind of a biased opinion, but these are really, really good, and if you're a Batman fan, I think you're going to love them.
Right, I'm going to give this an 8. I, too, really enjoyed it. Like I said, not quite enough, it didn't quite grab me like
He's
the
not a
movies
fanboy.
did. That's true.
Like I am.
That's true. It's still really good, though. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's really, really good. But only, I think, 75 minutes. It was still really good. Very good. Go pick this up. I would recommend it.
And now...
Ooh, now.
And now...
Wait, we have something else? I have to go.
Where are you going? You don't have anything else.
I'm sorry. I was pretending.
He
like
doesn't
I
have
a lie.
anything else. He really doesn't. It's kind of sad. How about some news?
And rumors?
I think we have some of those. If not, we'll make something up.
That's what I like to do.
That's what we usually do.
I do in my spare time.
Yeah, forget about it.
You know what would be cool, Matt?
If penguins could fly. I mean, they're birds, I think they got the raw end of the deal. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, I get. I was thinking more along the lines of starting the news with something original, fresh, and uncut, something we haven't done before.
Okay, what would you have in mind?
Just something that we've never done before. Starting the news off with some new posters.
Ooh, what a completely new and different idea, Scott.
I know.
Wow.
We have these two from Pineapple Express.
First one is Seth Rogen here, looking very... What's the word I'm looking for?
Disheveled.
No.
Disoriented?
No, you're close.
Oh,
High. It's very high. Not that kind of... I'll explain it to you later. We'll have a talk.
Oh.
Little high.
And this next one is...
Franco.
And he looks just
totally
perfectly
fine.
normal.
Weird.
He looks like Harry Osborn, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, no.
I am looking forward to this movie.
I'm very much looking forward to this movie.
It looks a little... What's the word? Funny?
It looks very funny.
Thug life. I can't wait, dude.
I think it's going to be a really funny movie. Yeah. I liked when Seth Rogen flies
Yeah.
in the trailer. It's very cool.
Very
Green
neat
Hornet. Very cool.
Be awesome. And then, of course, not that there hasn't been enough pictures and videos and
clips,
viral sites and trailers and TV spots and Domino's pizza boxes. For this movie, you probably don't have any idea what we're talking about, do you? The Dark Knight. They have another poster from the Why So Serious viral site. Little cut and paste job or something. Cards?
Yeah,
Looks like
cards.
Some playing
the
cards
Joker,
there.
The wild card, I get it.
By the Joker.
No.
Pretty
like,
cool.
I would complain if they kept putting out a bunch of crap about this movie.
They haven't put anything bad.
But it's all really cool.
It's all really cool.
I don't know. It just
Very
looks
sweet.
really, really awesome, and I'm excited for it.
I have a question, Scott.
Uh-huh.
What comes to your mind? What do you see in your mind's eye when I say hot chicks and roller derby?
Things you'll never have and aren't good at. Right?
Well, besides that.
I got nothing. I don't know. What could it possibly be?
What I was going for was the new roller derby flick called Whip It.
Whip it good. I think this looks like like kind of starring this beautiful lady.
She's kind of cute. That's Kristen W.
W.
I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Oh.
There's two I's in the middle. I don't know if it's an E or I. So
Oh. Anyway, I see this also stars Juliette Lewis.
Yes, indeed. It sure does.
Very attractive indeed. And Zoe Bell.
She's kind of cute. It also has Marcia Gay Harden.
Ooh, I hear ya. That is a handsome woman.
And Drew Barrymore.
She's all right. Not. But it also stars. Get ready, Matt. Ellen Page. I love you, Ellen Page. You are so very cool.
Stop stalking Ellen Page.
I'm not stalking Ellen Page. I like her like as a friend. Like she seems like a cool person. You know, like I'd like to hang out with her. I don't know why she never returns my calls or never comes out of her front door, mind you.
So, Scott.
Yes, Matt?
Have you ever heard of the comic Billy Smoke?
Yeah.
By Oni Press?
Very funny. You gotta check it out.
Really? They haven't released it yet. It hasn't been written.
You mean a comic book?
Yeah. Yeah, Billy Smoke, Oni Press. No? Haven't written it yet.
I can't. No, I can't. Well, even though they haven't written it, Warner Bros. Thinks it's a great idea to make the movie already.
What a great idea. And, once they get the movie all sorted out, they can just go back and write the comic book.
That makes total and complete sense.
It does in Hollywood.
Indeed. It'll be about a hitman.
Played by Racer X's Mathew Fox.
Who, after almost being killed himself, decides to go and kill every other assassin in the world.
Neat!
Very cool.
Here's something interesting.
Although Eddie Murphy is still planning on making another Beverly Hills Cop movie.
Which director Brett Ratner has thankfully said is going to be a hard R Beverly Hills Cop, which is good.
He's planning on maybe not making any more movies and retiring from film.
Eddie Murphy, if you're watching, and I know you probably are.
Yeah.
Don't you think this was a decision you could have come to, I don't know, say like a year ago before you made Meet Dave? Just a thought.
That's a good point, Matt. But he might be going back to stand-up. The old kind of stand-up where we actually liked Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, we missed that Eddie Murphy. He was raunchy and vulgar and funny, which is
he was
totally different than what
that was his niche. And then he kind of went outside of that.
That's what he was good at.
Yeah, that's what he was good at.
Just stuck with that.
Yeah.
So apparently, Helena Bonham Carter. I have a dirty attraction for her.
She's a nice-looking person.
She's going to play a small but pivotal, apparently that's the word they used, pivotal role.
Pivotal? I think that's a good use. I'd like to see her.
Okay, and she's playing a pivotal role in Terminator Salvation.
Damn you, Tim Burton. Damn you. First you have Lisa Marie, and now Helena. I mean, where does the madness end?
Bastard.
Greedy bastard. I mean, he has such dark and gloomy films, but he has, like, the life.
Yeah.
And it's like...
How is he so depressed? What are you depressed about?
Exactly. It's like he's really happy, and he's like, oh, here's a bunch of gloom and doom for you other peons to look at because your lives all suck.
I smell something funny, Scott.
Matt, for crying out loud.
No. I think it smells like... It smells like Will Ferrell.
Why would you like to... Will Ferrell?
Playing Sherlock Holmes.
With Sacha Baron Cohen? Playing Watson?
Produced by Judd Apatow?
And written by Tropic Thunder's Ethan Coen? That smells delicious now that you mention it.
That's like... It smells like they put a bunch of win and good into a bowl and they stirred it around and they baked it into a happy, full, fun cookie. That's what it smells like.
You know, I'm actually excited that you're excited for this because I know you're a big Sherlock Holmes fan.
I am a big Sherlock Holmes fan. I've read almost all of the stories.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool. So you don't mind that they're kind of making a mockery of it with Will Ferrell and...
I don't at all. I think that if you are really into something, you really love something, you should be able to laugh at it because that's... I don't know, I think that's what know. I think if you love something, you should be able to laugh at it. You know, like Dogma.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
You're Catholic.
Yeah.
Dogma's a funny movie,
Hilarious
right?
movie.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
It's not irreverent. It's not
No,
blasphemous. It's just funny.
I agree. I never take things too seriously.
No,
I think it
no,
is
no,
funny.
yeah.
As long as they don't make fun of it and have fun
Right.
with it,
Yeah.
is the difference I
Yeah.
think to make.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of the problem with all of the superhero movie and now the disaster movie and Meet the Spartans. Like
they're kind of like looking down on far better films.
Yeah.
And then like making fun of them.
Yeah.
But
It's
they're
like-
terrible.
It's like you're making fun of Britney Spears.
Exactly.
You are.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
it's like
job.
Courtney Love giving, bad, like, talking bad
Your
about...
song sucks.
Exactly. I get it.
Yipes.
I think.
Is that all the news we have this week?
That's all the news I have.
Well, that's all the news we gleaned from our crystal ball.
Crystal
shook
ball. And it was like...
Snowy.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, I shook my crystal ball and it was like, no.
That's an 8-ball. That's a magic 8-ball. Well, once again, I am out of tea. Which means the show's over. So you have to come back next week.
Next week?
Next week on the Movie Guys Podcast.
Shiny. Looks like a good time, Matt.
What just happened?
You were
I'm
drugged.
so... I don't remember that happening in the future.
It never happened. It is a joke, Matt.
Oh. Thank God.
Yeah. Don't worry. I didn't hit... Yeah, no, let's... next week, we have a few good movies. We have Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
Yes. I don't know why we say that, but we like it.
Guillermo del Toro.
Sounds way cooler that way.
Indeed.
And we also have Meet Dave.
Oh, criminy. And Journey to the Center of the Earth in 3D!
In 3D!
Which
So
is
that should
very
be-
cool.
There's going to be a lot of those films coming out, so you might as well start getting used to it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see this one in particular, but I'm excited for the technical aspect of it, so I'm excited for it.
It'll be a first live-action, full-length
Yeah.
3D film, so...
Yeah.
In 3D!
Very, very cool.
Should be kind of cool. What else we got?
Also, check out our Twitter accounts that we have.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. It's good, it's bad. You kind of laugh, you cry.
Matt's ugly.
Yeah. What?
You said the good and the bad.
And the ugly.
And I knew you weren't going to
That's me.
speak for me.
Never do. But yeah, Twitter,
Also, check out our forums.
Please do.
Forums are fun. We talk on there. You know, it's like a forums that we have set up there.
Yeah, like that. It's like a forum.
It's like a forums. Also, there's a couple more Can't Stop the Serenity
showings,
screenings of Serenity.
Around the
We should
country.
probably check those out.
If you have a chance to see that, I really strongly urge
Oh
you
my
to do
goodness.
it. If you're not a Firefly aficionado like we are, become
Firefly
one.
fishing and auto.
become one, because it's one of the coolest events that I've had the pleasure of being a part of. And,
Yes.
And it's for a good cause. Even if you're not as big a Firefly fan,
It's a good cause.
still go check it out. It's a good movie, so go check out that.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Go check out Gotham Knight this Tuesday.
Yeah, buy it. Buy it.
Indeed.
Buy it. So you've been watching The Movie Guys podcast.
Episode 19. The cake is a lie.
No, it's not. Scott.
The cake's not a lie.
What?
The cake's not a lie. I want more. I want more.
Put it back. Eat that over.
And remember, kids.
Poison gas.
I saw that going differently in my mind.
Intro trailers. Take one.
Sorry, I got a little drummy.
Yes, you did.
It happens.
Intro trailers.